In this video, I take these thrift store items and turn them into functional home decor. So let's get started. I picked up this large pallet sign at the thrift store for $3.75, and it was originally a Hobby Lobby piece for $55. I'm cleaning it up a little by removing the staples and the hanging wire that was on it. And I was so excited to start this project that I forgot to film what it looked like before. So I have already spray painted it with Rust-Oleum Flat Black and coated that with a coat of flat polyurethane. Now I'm going to be painting it with Sweet Pickins Milk Paint in the color Suitcase. For this paint, you mix up equal parts water and paint powder and let it sit for 5 minutes, and then it's about the right consistency. I'm planning to distress this a little bit, so that's why I put the coat of black paint underneath. I was hoping some of the black would show through. And with the milk paint, it can crackle. It didn't in this case, but I was hoping it would. After it dried and didn't crackle, I took it outside and used my hand sander to distress it. Now I'm going to add some stenciling with folk art paint in the color linen, and I got these stencils off of Amazon. To keep with the distressed look, I went over the stencils with some light grit sandpaper. And I finished it off with 2 coats of Jolie clear finishing wax. I left room at the bottom for a utensil rack because this will be going over my stove in my kitchen. This item isn't something I would normally pick up at the thrift store, but I thought it would look cute hanging from the utensil rack with some greenery in it. So I wanted to lighten it up a little bit, so I added water to the linen paint and did a wash on it. You can kind of see that the first coat just makes it look purplish color, so I had to go over it with a little bit thicker coat a second time. I really love how this piece turned out. It looks great over my stove and fills up the empty wall. I picked up this wine rack at the thrift store for $4.99, but I had a different plan for it. First, I needed to remove the wine glass holder at the bottom by prying it off. Then I took it outside to sand off the letters and clean up the wood at the bottom that splintered when I took off the wine holder. And I also wanted to kind of smooth out some of the edges and just give it a smooth finish. After cleaning off all the dust, I gave it a coat of Waverly chalk paint in the color Plaster. Once the first coat was dry, I could see some of the imperfections, like this crack. So I used some Gorilla Wood glue to fill the crack, and then I clamped it tight and let it dry. I sanded off the glue that seeped out, and then I just gave it a good sanding to get rid of some of the drips. Now I'm going to give it a coat of Waverly chalk paint in the color Snow White. While that's drying, I'm going to use this In the Garden mold from Redesigned by Prima. I'm brushing on some cornstarch so the mold will release easily. I'm using DOS air dry clay and pressing it into the mold. And I'm using this little Pampered Chef scraper I have to remove the excess. I wanted to glue these down before they dried, and I didn't really have the right type of glue. This glue didn't work very well. It was very sticky, so it was hard to spread around, but it did work. And then once they were glued on and set up a little bit, I can paint them to help them reduce cracking. Using 80 grit sandpaper on my finger sander, I'm just going to be giving it a little bit of distressing. Then a coat of Jolie clear finishing wax. And then some brown wax over that. The brown wax brings out the detail in the flower and ages it up a little bit. If you like this video, please consider a like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it, and it would help my channel grow. And here's the finished cabinet. I really love the transformation, and I'll be using it in my bathroom for some extra storage. Let me know in the comments which project was your favorite today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.